Hi everyone, it's Sarah, the owner and maker behind Multifarious Nature. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're a new viewer, welcome, and if you're a returning viewer, a big welcome back. I'm so glad you guys are here today. I have a lot of things to show you, and I've been knitting a bunch. So let's just dive right into it, shall we? Let's first talk about shop updates. The pre-orders for the Advents, there's still a few available, so you definitely can hop on over to multifariousnature.com to order those. I'll of course include the link below, and for those of you who aren't familiar with Advent calendars that are like countdown calendars, yarn Advent calendars, the way they work, or at least the way mine is it's 24 20-gram mini skeins. They're going to be on varying bases. I have those bases all listed on the listing if you want to go check that out. It's really fun. I'm very excited. The colors are all going to be dyed up on one-of-a-kind colorways, and it's going to be a fade of varying colors. So there's going to be some speckling, there's going to be some definitely tonals in there, and I am so excited. There's going to be a little bit of sparkle as well sprinkled in there. And of course there'll also be a 100-gram full-size skein for the 25th day. So the main thing behind the Advent countdown calendar is that you open it starting December 1st through the 25th of December, leading up to Christmas Day. And so if you order the pre-order, it will not ship until that time, or November, November 1st. So I just wanted to make sure you guys know that. So if you're interested, don't buy it with any other yarn. You want to buy it separately because it will not be shipped out right away. So I just kind of want to reiterate that. And yeah, it's going to be awesome. I'm very excited. And it's going to be over 2,000 yards of yarn total. So that is a lot of yarn. It's an excellent deal for the price. And it's all fingering weight, and it will be superwash this year. I do still have just a smattering, just a couple of the non-superwash Advents from 2021. So if you do want to buy that one, you can buy that at any time, and those are not pre-ordered. They're already dyed up, and those are ready to go. But if you want to do the new one, the new 2022, that is just pre-order at the moment, and I'm very excited. So I hope you'll join me. And for those who already did order it, I'm so excited, you guys. It's going to be awesome. Anyway, let's jump into a finished object. I have a finished object. I cannot say enough amazing things about this pattern. All right, so the Maelle Shorty is a pattern by Melissa West. She's a fox and fig. I discovered her on Instagram, actually, is how I found her pattern, and I just had to knit it. It looked like so much fun, and it was. And I used my yarn. So this is a landscape colorway, and this is dusk. So there's super fun slip stitch patterning going on. This is a paid for pattern, and it's so worth it. It's multiple patterns, and it's so easy to follow and so much fun. So it has this really pretty detailing on the heel. And look, I've got 2 socks. I knit like crazy on these. So I had one finished one last week. Pretty sure. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I had one finished one last week. And then I just like whittled the second one out in a week. Or almost a week. I think I had just part of it done, if I'm remembering correctly. I took my progress keeper off because I was going to block these. These are not blocked yet. I was going to block them, and I wanted to show you guys because if I blocked them, they would have been wet, and that wouldn't have been good. So I'm waiting to block them, but so these aren't blocked quite yet. But they are, oh my gosh, I tried it on, and they fit amazing. These fit perfect. They hug my foot perfectly. I have a higher arch, so I definitely like the heels and like the gusset heel flap. There we go. Heel flap and gusset. That definitely fits my foot better. I haven't tried like shadow wrap heels or like fish lip kiss heel. I've done short row shaping heels, which I think that's kind of like a fish lips kiss heel, I think. and it just does not fit my heel very well. It moves around a lot. It stretches and then it moves around a lot and just does not hug my foot well. So this fits amazing. So if you're looking for a really quick knit, because it's so much fun to knit, especially if you use a wonderful speckled yarn and variegated yarn like this one, which again, this is Landscape. It is a one of a kind, not one of a kind. I can't speak. It's not one of a kind. It's a limited run colorway. So I dyed up a bunch, and that's all that I dyed up. I did not record the recipe, so I cannot dye up more of it. So if you do want to get any of Landscape, this is all I have in the shop is what I have. So I will not be dyeing more of it. Dusk is a colorway I can reproduce though, and it's a super beautiful, like, this is my kind of navy, like super dark, almost black blue. It's really dark. But look how fun these little like slip stitches are on the heel. I love it so much. This is the cutest sock. And it was so much fun to knit, so much fun. And this is my alpaca blend base. It's merino, so it's 20-60-20, 20% superfine alpaca, 20% or 60% superwash merino, and then 20% nylon. It's super soft and slippery, and it's wonderful to knit. It just slides right off your needles, especially if they're metal. So that was so much fun to make these, and they knit up so fast. So this would be a really fun gift knit, because not only would the person who receives them probably love them because they're so cute, but they're just a lot of fun to knit, and the process, you know, if you're a process knitter, you would love knitting it. So it's a gift that's fun to make. So that's the Mayel socks shorties. This is the shorty. She has a longer version, and it's all solid, and it has slightly different patterning on it as well, the longer version. But I haven't done that one yet. But the shorties, I absolutely loved this pattern. It's so fun. So fun. So yeah, I don't think I can say enough nice things about it. You really can't see this base that the Landscape is on is my sparkling base, and it has Stellina in it, and it just, I kind of see sparkle there. It is extremely hard to photograph that, to see the sparkle, but there is sparkle in it, and I can't wait. So I'm just gonna, and by blocking, I mean I'm just going to soak these in full wash, and then I lay them out to dry, and that's it. I don't have blockers for my socks. I don't. That would be fun, I think. I think I like the look of the blockers more than like actually using them. I don't think I'll really use them, but yeah. So that's the Mayel socks by Melissa West of Fox and Fig. So that is my only finished object for this week, and then we'll get into the works in progress. And let me tell you, I just went crazy with one of my works in progress. I get this way sometimes because I'm working on a lot of projects, but then sometimes I get really focused on one. And prior weeks, it was my Exilia tee. This week, it was the Whippersnapper, and it is the cutest little sweater ever. It is for kids. There is a really small size, like for like babies, and there's also the 2 to 3 year old size, and so that's the one I did. I think, or 3 sizes. I think there's 3 sizes. But I did the biggest size. So I did the 2 to 3 year old size. This is a gift knit, and I'm so excited. It's so cute. And I love the addictiveness of, because I'm doing it with the multiple colors, it's so much fun. So I'm doing basically a fade. These are all my colorways. So this is Frost Odette, which is a beautiful gray blue color. Winter is Coming, which is super fun, variegated with some speckling. And then Lake of Shining Water, which is a beautiful, very glowy blue. And then I finished it off with, oh my gosh, my brain, Ocean's Deep. Ocean's Deep. And you can see I definitely changed up the pattern a little bit. Whippersnapper the pattern really originally, you alternate the main color, which my main color is frost. This is a paid for pattern. But you alternate it, you can see frost is between each color. And then at the end, the ribbing should have been done in frost if I followed the pattern exactly. But I did not want to. I really wanted to just ground it with the darker color. And I really think that looks good. I like the way that looks. And how cute is that? How cute is that? It basically looks like it's a short sleeve right now. Short sleeve sweater. So precious. So now I'm going to just need to put my needle through on here and then work on the sleeves. I think those are just going to go fly off the needles because it's such a small circumference, because it's for a very little person, a 2 to 3 year old versus an adult. So I'm very excited about that, and I just think it is so cute. Oh my gosh, so cute. So all I have to do here, of course, I weave in the ends as I go, except the end I'm leaving. Let me rephrase that. The end that I'm attaching, I don't weave that one in right away, so I just have to cinch those in, those stitches, and then weave them in. I don't think that's going to be terribly cumbersome. It has this wonderful textured pattern on here, unlike every other stripe. So cute, and so much fun to knit on. I really am enjoying this a lot. So this is the one I focused on a lot this week, because as you can see, huge progress. Huge. So that's why I'm thinking the sleeves are going to go like really fast, because, you know, there's just not that many stitches. I mean, there is, but comparatively to the body, which is like a much larger compared to the sleeves, I think it's going to go a lot faster. I was using my Multifarious Nature analog row counter with this, which was so helpful, because you have to count a certain amount of rows per section so that your stripes are all the same. While you, of course, can manually count it, you could write it down as you're completing a row. That is very time consuming. With the analog row counter, all you do is, as you knit a row and you get back to your beginning of row, you slip that analog row counter by putting your needle into the next loop and go through. You can count up to 100 rows. This was only so many, so I didn't have any problem with that. And that just made this project go that much quicker. So I highly recommend that analog row counter if you are someone who likes to do patterns that have a lot of repeats, anything where you're trying to count your rows. I really think it's pretty good for most patterns. It can be very helpful. So that's the Whippersnapper, and that is by, who is that? Oh, Triona Designs. I love it. So much fun. So much fun. And I can see that's what I read in like the reviews. A lot of people just really have enjoyed working on it, and I can see why. So very excited to work on this one again. I'm trying, I did the bind off that I chose to do, because you kind of choose your own adventure with the bind off. I did the tubular bind off again, and it looks so nice. I really think that is my new favorite, like cast on and bind off, is tubular. It takes a little bit longer, just a little bit, but I think it's so meditative when you're binding off that I like to sew. I haven't sewn in a long time, but I like the process of sewing, and so the tubular bind off is just very process oriented, and I really enjoy that. So if you like to sew, try the tubular bind off. There's a lot of videos on YouTube. That's what I just watched, and it's so much fun. So that is Whippersnapper. Next one that I worked on, oh you guys, okay, so for those of you that have been with me for a while, you're probably wondering, or maybe you're not, or maybe when I say it you'll go, oh, I remember that. So I worked on a wrap probably around this time last year. And it's using yarn from a trip we went on. I kind of am enjoying getting yarn as a souvenir. Really think that's fun. And every time I wear that item, then I can think of the trip. So I love that. Of course, I'm mid-row. That's kind of humorous. Anyway, let me see if I can finish this row off. I don't know. We'll see if I can multitask and knit and talk to you guys. We'll see about that. Anyway, it is the Eden Wrap by Kaja Varela. Kaja Varela. Don't mind me, I'm going to have to look down while I knit. I'm not very good at doing brioche and not looking. I've gotten better about stockinette, but yeah, brioche, not so much. So it's a little bit, and especially when I'm using this type of wool, it's definitely a more rustic wool. It's by Ballyhoo Fiber Emporium. They're out of Kentucky. That's where, well, are they out of Kentucky? That's probably not correct. You know, I think they're actually in Indiana. You know, look up Ballyhoo Fiber Emporium and you'll be able to find it. I'll include a link below for you guys just to help you out. But it's, I can't remember for the life of me where exactly that's at. It was our trip to West Virginia. It was actually when I got it. So it was on our way back home that we got this yarn. And it was then, you know, just the like white wool. And I dyed it. I dyed it with my Wuthering Heights colorway, which I love. It's a beautiful gray. It's kind of a violet undertone. It's kind of one of my favorite colors. There's many colors that I enjoy, but it's one of my favorites. And it's kind of like the perfect everyday color. You can wear it with pretty much anything. It is very versatile that way. And there we go, finished it off. All right. So this is that Wuthering Heights colorway dyed up on this wonderful wool by Ballyhoo Fiber Emporium. It is two different types of bases. This one is a DK weight, very fluffy DK. And then the back portion of the wrap that I'm working on is actually fingering weight, so it is lighter weight. So it is a little bit lighter weight, but I figured because it's going to be on the back of the sweater, it's not really going to make that big of a difference. There's going to be more stretch, I think, going on in obviously the chest region. But I should show you a picture again of the pattern to refresh your memory, because here it is. Because it is a beautiful pattern, and it's single color brioche, which is nothing wrong with that. But for me, it did kind of lose me a little bit. And I just got distracted by some other new shiny object of knitting. It happens. So I'm coming back to it because I really want to get through a lot of my whips. I really want to finish them. I don't want them lingering like this. This one has lingered longer than like any of my other whips. And it needs to get finished. So this is the Eden Wrap. How beautiful is that? Isn't it beautiful? To wear with like little summer dresses and, well, spring dresses. Yeah, welcome to spring, guys. It basically feels like summer. I don't know about you, but it's like, well, yesterday it was 80 degrees here, so that's Fahrenheit. But yeah, this is the tangent. Eden Wrap. It's beautiful. It's got this nice little tied bottom to it. It's really beautiful. So that's what I am creating with this. It looks wild right now. So pretty sure it's gonna go like this. And then somewhere you're gonna like attach for the sleeves and then it wraps. Something like that. So I'm getting there, but as I said in my way long time ago video about this is all I have left of the fingering weight. Not a lot. Again, this is that Wuthering Heights colorway. Ugh, I love it. It's just a beautiful, moody gray, and it's got like a violet undertone. It's kind of like the best of all worlds. So it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. I love it. So this is Wuthering Heights. But this is all I have left, and I clearly have to finish off the back, which by the time I finish off that back, I'm gonna be done with that yarn. So I have caked up on my merino silk base, which, oh my gosh, is such luxury. This is Wuthering Heights as well, but this is the silk base. You can see how shiny that is because of the silk. It's absolutely beautiful. There you go. That is as true to color as it's probably ever going to get. It's beautiful. So this is going to be the band that goes along the bottom that will be used to tie the wrap. And I don't think I'll have to use this on the back of the wrap, but I might. I hope I don't, because I think it kind of would be really nice to have as just the band, but if I have to use it on the back as well, I will do it. Just so I can finish it. I need to finish it. I'm not going to order more of this yarn because I had 2 skeins that I purchased as my gift and to myself for my souvenir, and it was not cheap wool either, for the fact that it was an undyed base. So, but it's beautiful because it has like a hand spun quality to it. It's very fluffy and wonderful, and has some thick and thin spots, which I happen to love. It adds character. You can see there's like thicker spots here. So I'm really excited about this one. It's starting to bring back the excitement, which makes me want to knit on it. And I do quite like working with this, and I'm using my Knit Picks square needles, which are, again, those newer needles that I talked about in my last video. They're beautiful, majestic colorway, and majestic color, and yeah, really enjoying that. So trying to get this puppy worked on. I hope I'll work on it more this week. I'm hoping I'll do that, because I have another shiny object that's distracting me, and I want to cast it on. And you know why the struggle really is because I just cast something off, those socks, and I want to cast something new on. But I really need to finish my works in progress, and this is one that has been lingering. So I'm going to try to behave myself. We'll see next week, you guys. Try to keep me in check. Keep me honest. All right. Anyway, next, the wonderful Exilia Summer Tea. The one I usually am addicted to and usually work on the most. I only worked on a little bit. So I will show you guys anyway, because I did work on it. And there is some progress. Like, here's my little progress keeper. And I've got like an inch. I'm just going to call it an inch. It's probably like an inch and a half, but we're going to go with like an inch. So really not a lot of progress, technically speaking. But progress nonetheless. It is getting there. So I'm at the moment trying to make my way through this ball, or cake, I should say, cake of yarn. This is a wool balance in the colorway Barn Owl. It's a really nice soft gray. It's kind of a taupey gray, actually. It's kind of a taupey gray, a little bit taupe-like. Very pretty, very much a neutral. I want to finish it. So I need to get back on this as well, because I want to be able to wear it. It's that time of year. It's getting warmer. It's going to get cool again. It's supposed to drop back into the 40s. But it is getting into that warmer months. So having this little baby, it's got like little sleeves, having that done, and I can wear it. So I need to work on that as well. So I think the Eden wrap, if you can hear that thudding, it's our washing machine, and I'm sorry. The real life, guys. I have laundry going as I'm doing this. Multitasking at its best. So I'm going to try to focus on that Eden wrap and Exilia Summer Tea this week. I think those are my goals. I will, of course, continue on the Whippersnapper a little here and there. I can't help myself. It's adorable. But the new shiny object that is taking up precedence in my mind is what I'm going to talk about next here. So I found a new base, and I'm super excited about it. Oh, by the way, okay, this is a little inappropriate, but not really. we're all adults here, right? So we can enjoy this. My sister got me this mug. I don't know if I can't remember if I showed this in a video yet or not, but it is adorable. It's basically a skein of yarn, but if you can read what it says, I'm not sure if that's going to flip it or not in the video. It's pretty cute, I have to say. It's pretty cute. Anyway, thank you, Hannah, for the mug, by the way, my sister. So, to my new shiny object. So the base that I purchased came in a cone. Like this. It is from it's Corriedale, which is a new to be base. It was spun from it's a farmer. They're a farmer out of Ohio. And they have sheep, Corriedale sheep. And this is mill spun in Michigan. So they paid the mill to spin it and then got it sent back to them. This is fingering weight. They do have varying weight bases, but I wanted fingering weight. And you can kind of see the thickness of this. Oh gosh, it's gonna get blasted out. Here you go. Kind of see the thickness. So it's fingering weight, but it's a rather, it looks like a fluffy fingering. It does. It does there. It definitely does once I've washed it. So what I did initially is I created a skein. I used my Nitty Nutty and made a skein and then soaked it so I could see how it would change. And boy, did it change. And it's beautiful. So after I did that, I got super excited and I skeined up the rest. So I actually bought 2 cones of this, and this is the second cone. The first one I've completely taken off of the cone. It's a bit of a process to hand wind skeins with a Nitty Nutty, but it's worth it. So I did that, and then I dyed it, and I dyed it a color that I wanted to make a sweater out of. I wanted a plum color. I wanted something plum-like. I just really wanted plum. And I think I found the color I wanted. It's a color that looks very good on me. So I'm going to knit a sweater out of it, and the goal is, this is my way of testing it. I want to test the base because I'm debating whether I want to purchase some for the shop, and that would be then some colorways that are not only limited run colorways, but they are on a non-superwash limited run local base. I mean, semi-local. So I don't know. What do you guys think about that? I'd love to hear what you think about that. These bases then, it's mill spun, it's beautiful, and it is non-superwash. So most of my bases are all superwash, except for my Peruvian Highland wool, and then I also have a few non-superwash merino bases in the shop. I think I have at least one of those in the shop. Not one, but one of that type of base. Is, in other words, there's multiple colors dyed up on it. So I'm curious what you guys think about that. I like both. I like superwash, I like non-superwash. I definitely have moments where I lean more towards one or the other. I really like superwash for socks. I think it's excellent for socks. But that being said, non-superwash is also good for socks. I just tend to like it for sweaters more myself. But anyway, tangent. So here it is. I haven't named it because I literally did not exactly record. I mean, mentally I've kind of recorded how to make this colorway, but I wanted to show you guys something. So this is what it looks like caked up. So I caked it up. So here, want to show you how this changed because I think that's amazing. This is going to be not a very good representation because this is a thicker spot where this was spun, but you can see how fluffy that is. It's beautiful. I mean, not only can you appreciate it caked up, but I want to show you skeined up. Now this is really interesting. So look how different. This is why I recommend when you take hand-dyed yarn that you alternate skeins. I know it's just a little bit more tedious because you have 2 balls of yarn you have to juggle at a time, but this is why. Because these are tonals, and this tonal is lighter than that tonal. You can see it. It's definitely a little bit lighter. It's not drastic, it's not dramatic, and there's definitely lighter spots in here, so I think it would just flow nicely anyway. However, I do think that if I knit this skein up and knit this skein up, like knit until this is done and then knit this one, it will look like stripes, or at least like big blocks of color. I do think it would read differently. So I am going to alternate skeins. That's what I'm gonna do. I dyed up a bunch of it. I actually, because it was the whole cone, which the cone is over 2,700 yards of yarn. Yeah, my sweater will not take that much. My sweater will take over like just a little, like I think around 1,800 yards or so. So I might have like a skein left of this or so. And if I do, I'm pretty sure that I will probably put it in the shop. But I do want to just test it and see how it works. And then based off of that, that will be whether or not I will purchase more for the shop. If you guys are interested in it though, or interested in that type of color, for sure, let me know that. But if you're interested in that type of base, non-superwash base, that's from, a U.S. farmer, that's semi-local, like, Ohio, let me know. It's Corriedale, which, by the way, I've never knit with, and it's very soft. It's very similar to, I feel like it's kind of between, because I have Peruvian Highland wool. I feel like it's kind of between Peruvian Highland wool and merino. It has the grip of Peruvian Highland wool, which I think is really good for like color work. So it's the grip of that, but it has the squishy like crimp from the crimp of the wool. It has that squish like merino. Merino is very squishy. Now that I've been spinning with merino as well, it's a really squishy, like spongy. Is that the right word? Spongy. Like spongy feeling. It's wonderful. So yeah, if you guys are interested in a base like that, I would definitely consider putting it in the shop. It would be a limited run type base, and because it's a lot of work for me to hand skein them up, so that takes some time. It definitely does. But I would consider doing that because I really do like supporting my local farmers. They're a lot of the times they sell the wool to help support the sheep, like taking care of the sheep, buying the food for the sheep, or paying the shearers, the people who come and shear the sheep. The funds usually go to support that. So I kind of love the idea of doing that. So if you guys are interested in it, I would love to. I'll buy it for myself. Like I personally would buy this again for myself. I have a whole nother cone here that I'm debating how this knits up, if I will make another thing for myself. Otherwise, I might do something special with this as something that I would sell in the shop. But yeah, I'd love to hear what you guys think about that. I love non-superwash yarn, and this is the sweater that I'm actually going to knit this colorway up in. It's called Birdseed. So this is considered fingering weight, but I think it's a borderline DK. I think this is borderline DK, and I think I can get away with knitting that this sweater. I did a like semi-swatch where I knit like 3 rows, and it basically hit gauge. So I think we're going to be okay. This is called Birdseed. It's by Jamie Hoffman. This is a free pattern. So I haven't knit it. I showed this, I think, a while back. It's beautiful. It doesn't have your typical ribbing collar. Normally most sweaters have like a ribbing collar. This has a unique birdseed stitch around the collar there. And it's beautiful. It's quite beautiful. And I think it has some raglan shaping like on the arms as well, which I love raglan shaping. I think there are a couple things about this that really drew me to it. One, it's a different type of collar than I'm used to, and I'm pretty excited about that. But it also has a little bit of that like raglan shaping. But these sleeves are really beautiful. They have this poof to them, and then a fitted like birdseed stitch cuff. This looks like a beautiful, very detailed pattern, and for this to be a free pattern, that's really awesome. So I'm gonna test this out. If anybody else wants to join me and do this, go for it. You should. I haven't knit it yet, so I have no idea if I'm gonna enjoy it or whatnot. What I can say is it definitely seems to be excellent about how it breaks up like by size. You figure out your size, and then you go through and you just like circle your size in all the sections. I always like to do that at the beginning of every pattern, is go through my pattern and circle my size so that I don't accidentally knit the same, or knit or do something to the amount of stitches that I'm not supposed to for a different size. That's very easy to do. So yeah, the birdseed chart. It's really beautiful. So I'm excited about that. So this sweater I'm going to knit up in this beautiful plum colorway. I might even call it plum, but I think, I don't know if I'll sell this colorway or not. If you guys are interested in it, if you really like it, I will try to recreate it. That's for sure. But yeah, let me know if you are interested in that. But that's the colorway I'm going to knit this in, because this color really does nice things for me. So it's a good color for my skin tone. So there we go. What else? As I said, it was warm this weekend, so life update. Warm, warm, warm. Yesterday we did a lot of outdoor work in our yard. I weeded a bunch in my little planter boxes. I don't have much of a garden. It's like a little bit of garden. Because we're trying to sell the house, so I'm not, we're not selling our house yet, but because we're looking to buy another house, I don't really want to make a big elaborate garden if I'm not able to enjoy it. So yeah, I'm just trying to maintain the one we have. We have hostas, and I did split those because they were getting a little out of control. So I split those and relocated some of them. And I got a pack of wildflower mix at the food store of all places. Meijer, it's our local like grocery superstore. They had bags of it's seed fertilizer and like they call it like a booster. They're basically like a gel. I don't know. It basically keeps the water into the seeds, and so you can sprinkle this over your dirt and soil, and then get it wet, and it's supposed to do wondrous things. I don't know. We'll see. I've never done it before, but I got the wildflower blend because I think that's fun. I mean, I just in my head love the idea of cutting wildflowers and having them at the dining table. So I got the shade blend because we have a shaded area where the window boxes are, and I think I'm going to plant them in there, even though a lot of my perennials are coming back. How crazy. I didn't think they would come back because they were in window boxes. I thought they would die, but they came back. It's a miracle. And yeah, crazy. So it's an insane amount of seeds in this bag, so I'm definitely only going to use some of it. But we'll test that out and see how that goes. And then, yeah, I'm not sure what else. But yesterday, yeah, it was a bunch of cleaning the garage and, weeding and just doing outdoor work. And I got sunburned. Can you believe it? Oh my goodness. So in my true pale form, I use sunscreen, you guys. I did on my arms, but I totally forgot about this region. So I was wearing like a scooped neck and I kind of forgot about this region and my legs. I did not do my legs, and I was wearing shorts because it was like 85 yesterday. It was really hot yesterday. It was hot for this time of year. That's insane. I mean, a week ago it was snowing and 30 degrees, so yeah. So yes, I had a headache. That usually happens. And then I put sunscreen on, but I didn't fully use sunscreen, and naturally I got a little burned. I got a little lightly burned on my legs. I got lightly burned on my one part of my arm that I apparently missed or didn't put a lot on. And then I got burned right here. I did. So, my paleness. I always get burned at the beginning of the summer. Apparently spring, but summer, and then after that I usually am pretty good, but yes, I got burned. Anyway, I'd love to hear what you guys are up to. Now that if it's warmer by you, if you've gotten a little bit of a warm spike, I'd love to hear what's going on, what you're up to. Do you like to garden? I am going to have to break out my roller skates soon, now that it's getting warmer here and there. So I'm going to be getting into my roller skates again. I'm excited about that. It's a really fun exercise. And then, so do you have any outdoor activities you like to do? Do you like to roller skate? Do you like to ride your bikes? We like to ride bikes too. So I just love to hear what you guys are up to, and I love hearing from you. So I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I will talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.